In a moment, your 9-year-old comes to you with a fever, and you think all it's going to take is Tylenol to make it better. You find yourself facing hospitalizations and surgeries and learning words you've never heard of, like gastrojejunostomy and gastroparesis. In a moment, we went from horseback riding and tennis to hospitals and surgeries. My daughter Madeline is diagnosed with acquired autoimmune autonomic dysfunction.
In a moment that should be so special, things quickly turned. I spent most of my pregnancy in the hospital. Kobe was born prematurely at 28 weeks. He came into this world fighting, and he's been fighting ever since. 10 surgeries and hundreds of procedures have brought us countless sleepless nights. There's not a day that goes by that chronic illness is not our reality. My son has primary sclerosing cholangitis, an autoimmune disease.
We know there is a treatment and a cure out there. We are mothers fighting for our children. It Takes Guts is our way of not only helping our children, but others going through the same uncharted waters we are.
My stomach hurts every single day, but I want to get better. The best part about my life is when Mom and Tammy made this organization. I can't go to school. The only good thing about that is I can be with my parents all day.
I got sick in 2007, and I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat, and my life was taken over by this disease.
Primary sclerosing cholangitis, which I'll refer to as PSC, is an autoimmune disease that affects the liver and specifically affects the plumbing system of the liver. So imagine you have this plumbing system that becomes scarred and hard, and then the flow of the bile coming out of there is obstructed, and subsequently that causes damage to the liver and subsequently causes these patients to need a transplant. So many of our kids that we see that suffer from autoimmune disease, like Madeline and Kobe, suffer from many symptoms such as joint pain, abdominal pain, blood in the stool, fatigue, and have been taken out of their daily function of being able to go to school, do many of the sports and the games that they like to do, and now are dealing and suffering from a disease that actually is now attacking itself. So what we've done in many of these patients and many of our kids is put them on an antibiotic called vancomycin. We're not sure how vancomycin works, but when we put them on the medication, their symptoms seem to get better. The blood goes away, the liver numbers get better, and when we actually look under the microscope a year later after being on vancomycin, we see that the liver tissue that was once damaged is now completely back to normal, with a child who's back to doing their normal daily functions. When they come off the vancomycin, the symptoms come back. So now they've got rectal bleeding, abdominal pain, joint pain, and the liver numbers actually go back up. So these patients are actually now on a drug that costs anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000 a month. What we hope to figure out is what the antibiotic is doing. So if we can figure out if we're suppressing a bug, or if the bug is actually tripping the immune system, then we can actually figure out a cure for these patients. Our hope is to be able to find a cure for these patients and subsequently be able to find better answers for many other kids that suffer from autoimmune diseases.
We know that the answer is research.
Our mission is to help others maneuver through the uncharted waters of rare autoimmune diseases. We fight through raising awareness and fundraising for research aimed at a cure. Our wish is for others to feel supported and honored in their journey. Our hope is that they will find strength deep within themselves to continue to find answers. We live by the words, whatever it takes.
Will I be able to speak at all?